Remember when I said that I wasn't going to do a video on every single episode of The Bad Batch? I lied. I can't help myself. Immediately after I finished watching episode 2, I got an itch. I got an itch that wouldn't go away until I made a video. So, here we are. The Bad Batch, Episode 2, titled Cut and Run, which is not only a popular saying, but is actually the entire plot of the episode. It has a clone nicknamed Cut, and he, as well as the Bad Batch, are on the run. I thought that was very clever. Anyways, the episode begins with the Bad Batch arriving on the planet of Seleucami just after their escape from Kamino. Now, this planet, Seleucami, it should be familiar to you if you once watched the Clone Wars. I think it was introduced back during Season 2, Season 3 of the Clone Wars maybe? Anyways, to recap, the Republic arrived on Seleucami while hunting for the runaway General Grievous. It's during then that Captain Rex met Cut, a clone deserter who chose to settle down as a humble farmer, a husband, and a father rather than play soldier in a war he wanted no part in. Seleucami is also the site where Jedi Knight Stas Ali was killed during the Jedi Purge, so even if you haven't seen the Clone Wars, you've definitely seen the planet from the movies. Now, fast forward like 5 or 6 years maybe, and the Bad Batch arrive on the planet to request advice from Cut on how best to disappear. After all, Clone Force 99 are fugitives now, and Cut has somehow remained under the radar of the Republic, and now the Empire, since just after the first Battle of Geonosis. So they go before Cut, and they seek his aid, yet the Bad Batch never really get the answer they were hoping for. But while they might not have learned anything, we definitely learned something that is fairly interesting. We learn that Captain Rex, the one we all know and love, had made a visit to Cut just before the Bad Batch arrived, and he came asking about the inhibitor chips, probably seeing if Cut had had any sort of mood swings or episodes which might relate to Order 66 being initiated while he was so far out in isolation. Now, the Bad Batch are not aware of what these inhibitors are, but Omega is, and this is likely due to the fact that she has been close enough to the Kaminoans that she probably has a pretty decent understanding of the clones and how they function. But then it hit me. Do you recall my previous video? Maybe you do, maybe you don't, it doesn't really matter, but in it, I questioned what exactly Omega's role will be, as every role on the Bad Batch has already been taken. You have the tech guy, the sniper, the big dumbass, the leader with a heart of gold, and you have the droid. Now, Omega could just be all of the above, modified to do each task more effectively than CF-99. But when you look at the Bad Batch as a group, what they do lack is a medic. So what if then Omega was to be the doctor, a clone genetically modified to have the surest of hands and the knowledge needed to treat wounds and heal others? Like I've said, Omega did learn much about the clones on Kamino from the Kaminoans themselves. If she knows about the inhibitor, surely she knows more about the clone anatomy, so maybe she was, or is, supposed to be a doctor or a combat medic with enhanced skills in the field. Now, I could be wrong, I'm just kind of spitballing here, but it's definitely something to think about. So to get back to these inhibitors, regardless of whatever Omega turns out to be, I feel as if the Bad Batch are going to learn more and more about these inhibitors as the show progresses. Then they will realize it's this chip that made Crosshair turn against them, and then they will probably seek the help of Rex or another in order to get it removed. And if that's the case, like I've stated in the past, maybe this will also lead to the Bad Batch helping Rex save both Gregor and Wolf, the two clones he eventually retires with. But now here's a thought. What if Gregor and Wolf are placed into a task force under Crosshair's command, and their job is to hunt, find, and eliminate the Bad Batch? What if that's how this all goes down? What if that's how Rex saves Gregor and Wolf? Oh man, just thinking about it, And that seems so likely. Gregor was Special Ops and ARC Trooper, Wolf is a veteran commander with an affinity for tactics, and Crosshair is, well, he's Crosshair. They are like the antithesis to Clone Force 99. Man, I want that so bad. maybe it'll be like a situation where the two squads meet up, they fight, and the Bad Batch manage to subdue the three and remove their chips. Then Rex, Gregor, Wolf, and the Bad Batch all go their separate ways and into hiding. We already know where the first three end up, but with the Bad Batch, well, I'll be honest. If the Bad Batch do manage to escape and settle down somewhere in the galaxy, I don't know how successful they will be in doing so. So far, each place they've gone, they ended up shooting their way out and causing far more trouble than before they arrived. Using this track record, I think it's going to be impossible for the Bad Batch to actually hide. They're just not capable of staying put and staying out of sight. And this episode kind of proves that, which is very unhealthy for everyone involved. On top of it all, they also have to look out for a kid who doesn't know anything about anything outside of Kamino. And honestly, this squad is, as much as it pains me to say, I don't think it is going to outlast the show. Maybe Omega makes it out, maybe Hunter along with her, but no one else. If you have any questions or comments about this video, Star Wars or its lore, feel free to leave them in the comment section down below, and I'll be sure to read each and every one of them. Thanks for watching, and remember well.